Hello all, welcome. So today we will start our technical training of RHCSA Reddit Certified System Administrator, and for this, as I explained you in last session, we have prepared our lab. The setup is ready. How to use it, that we will start using from today. So just this is the VM I am launching. Just click on start button and it will launch a machine for me. For this, I have posted a post on my blog. You can check out over there, and there I have mentioned each and everything. Okay, so to explain in more better way, same thing I'm preparing this video. So if I talk about how to interact with any operating system, so there are normally three ways to interact with any operating system. The first one is GUI, graphical user interface. So the graphical user interface is very simple way, the traditional way we can say. So in that, what exactly happens, you can use your mouse and just open the things, click on plus, you can click on anything. So this is the way you are interacting with your system. So this is the traditional way. This is known as traditional way, or you can say graphical user interface. Graphics are there, so with the help of them you can interact with your operating system. The secondary way, which is CLI, command line interface. So what is command line? So for this uh, in this situation, or in this interface, you don't have mouse. So you have to give the commands to the system, and those commands are in background execute some programs, and those programs launch some processes, and that depends on your use case, what command you have given. So accordingly that happens. So that is what, and you can do lots of things using this CLI, same as GUI. The application programming interface, normally this is for developers, so that they can set up some APIs and they can interact with the operating system to develop some apps or something like that. So here, guys, I will talk more about CLI. Whatever things you do using GUI, same to same, or I will say till 100%, not 100%. I am saying on 99% things you can do using CLI as well, and the CLI way is very faster, and it can be the way. So to run any operating system using CLI, so it requires very less resources. Less resources means compute unit I'm talking about, which means RAM and CPU. So if you install GUI, then it requires not very much, but comparatively it required high configurations, high level CPU and RAM. But for CLI, it is very lightweight, no graphics over there, so they can be whole operating system can be loaded with in uh, less than 512 MB, half of GB of RAM, so you can run your complete operating system. So let's see if my operating system launched or not. It must be, yes, it is ready to log in. This is the home login screen. So I am again selected not listed users, from here root, and my password which I have given last day. So the same password you have to give and just log in into your system. It is logging. Meanwhile, again, let me explain you one more thing. So let's take an example how this GUI part, I said CLI is faster than GUI. So how it is, it can be. So for example, let's suppose you have a use case and the use case is that you have to open some number of terminals. You have some requirement. So the one way you can use it, right click on home screen, and then there you will see one option, open terminal. But here, as I am recording this session and it is not allowing me to use that, so what I will use, I will press the window key, home key, and then typing terminal, and you can see terminal came up. Oh no, terminal, terminal. So yes, terminal is ready to open. So I opened it. So this is one of the way using graphical. Yeah. So if you have some requirement and you need to open, let's suppose 100 times these terminals. So how you can do? So you can do it very easily. So for that, in the Linux we have one command to open any terminal. So for that the command is gnome hyphen terminal. So if you enter this, you will see a new terminal came up. Okay, so yeah, the terminal you can say in here that two terminals are open. So if you want, then you can open one more. So this is the way. So uh, if you compare with GUI, then this is quite faster, I guess. But this is not complete what I'm trying to say. What exactly I'm trying to say over here, which is you have you have a requirement of 100 terminals to be open. So for that, what I can do, we all are engineering students, so we know uh, for loop. So for loop, I am using over here for I in and in 1 dot till 100, I want to run this loop. Okay, so what I want over here, do what needs to be do, g no terminal needs to be open, terminal. Okay, let me type it, terminal, and done. That's it. So uh, you will see. So guys, if I do in this way, what will happen is that this process will be quite uh, very so my system will be quite slow, so I am reducing this kind count to 10 only. Okay, so let me run once again. So do for ion, and that's it, the done. I have to enter. So you will see below 10 terminals are being opening below, and very quickly, very faster, right? So this is what I'm trying to say. If I give 20 terminals over here, so same way, just you have to enter your figure, what number of terminals you want to open. So these are open. So this is the way you can do. Now the reverse of it, you have the requirement to close all these terminals. So how to do it? So the very simple way you can use, which is we have a kill command, but the kill command needs some process ID. What is that process ID? So if I run any program, so the executable state of any program known as process, and that every process has some unique ID on the CPU. So with on that program, that process is linked to that process ID, and that is I'm not going in very much technical term over here. This is just our first day. So but just an high level idea that the process ID is responsible for that particular process, which is so because of that only CPU know what process is running. So to check that, we have ps process hyphen aux, and you can grep. If you run this command, then there are lots of even we have opened only terminals, but in background there are so many programs running. So to filter them, we have a beautiful command in Linux, which is grep. We are greping something. G norm, we can give complete program name. So we have the process ID, which is this 3375. Okay. So what I will do is kill, and -9 is option I am using. So this is the command we have kill. Kill is the program which is used to kill anything. Okay, and the 9 is the option which is forcefully we want to do it, and after that we have to give the process ID. Okay, so I am giving this, and you will see all within second. So it is very uh, faster. This is that's the reason I said that this is very fast. This was just a single example, but otherwise you will have to keep on pressing on cross every time, close. So 20 time, or maybe if 100 time, then 100 time, or uh, till 100 you can think that manual things can be done, but if I say 1000, or it can be the any number, then in that situation it is not at possible. So this is the way you can. So I am opening once again one no, this is not network is opening over here, but I don't want to open it. Let me close it. Me, terminal. Okay, terminal is open for me. Now one more thing. So let's take the next part what I'm trying to explain over here. So this is the way I have told you how it is faster. Okay, one more use case I want to discuss over here is that, as I said you, uh, the program I told you. So when please try to understand this. This is very core concept in any operating. This is on not this is not only related to Linux, but in every operating system this is the same thing happen, and it this operating system can be in on any hardware, mobile, tablet, or your computer, laptop, anything. So when you click on any icon to launch a program, so in background what happens is one signal goes to hardware, to kernel, that this particular program needs to be loaded in your hardware, so that we can use it the simple way. If I take an example of Firefox, so if you have some requirement of browsing something, so in that situation you need web browser to be open. So uh, so let's suppose, so you have clicked in. So when you click, what exactly happen, one command goes to, and that command known as one signal goes to. So that signal goes and it executes some program in background, and you know very well executable condition of any program is known as the process. So that process load into CPU, and then the processing happens. So uh, let me see if Google is no, that is not working. Maybe I'm doing this. Let me no, so that is not required as of now. I won't do it. Okay. Okay. So yes, in background that process goes and that load in CPU, and then we are able to use this particular Firefox or any program. So to understand, if you know that program name, what program executed in background. So if somehow in some use case, if you have some requirement, or maybe your graphics are not working on your system, that are hanged, but CLI is working. So in that situation, what you can do, you can launch the same thing with the CLI. Or this is not only the case, there are so many use cases we have in production environment, so that you have to learn things from background. So it is always good to have the awareness. Why? I will explain you in few minutes. So if you want to close this, so again there are two way. One way, you can use your mouse and just click on the cross icon, and it will be closed, but this is the traditional way. We won't do it now. This is open in terminal. So here we have a so we will give a signal to our operating system that close Firefox. And how that give, I'm using control C. So control C basically is a termination signal. I'm giving you one technical term. It is termination signal. So that termination signal will terminate the program. So you see in background that the Firefox has been closed. No, that is not open here. Okay. So once again I am opening. So the by chance the name of the program name of the Firefox is the command name and the program name both are same. So how that I come to know? So that is the beauty of Linux, that everything whatever you want, the it is open source. So most of the things are open. So not most of the things, all the things I would say, but the thing only that you should be aware how to check it. So to check any program, that how where is that program stored in your system. So for that we have which command. This is very beautiful command. Okay, so you can use this. So this particular Firefox program is stored over here. So if so, as a good administrator, it is always good you have that kind of knowledge. Why? Let I will explain you some few more things, not more, few interesting things. Then you will come to know. So, as a good administrator, if you have that kind of knowledge, then it always help you to understand the. Let me launch in another. Mm, uh, like in Windows we are using Notepad. So what is this Notepad? Notepad is a program. Using that we are reading any file. So this is just view is also a program which help us to read any file. So for that in GUI we have gedit gedit, a program like Notepad in Linux. So if I click, then this will launch a new window and it will open us. So why I opened in this, because in this we have more colors, because that's and some graphics. So it would be easier to understand in starting. Later on I will be using Vim, so I will talk about them in future. That's not an issue as of now. That's not important, so I'm not explaining very much things. But in this is the file where all the code of this particular Firefox program written. So if maybe you are not a scripting guy as of now, but if you have some knowledge of scripting, then you can see lots of things, lots of code written over here. One thing I want to show over here, which is that this is some interesting directory where there's very some important and interesting information this Firefox store. What is that? I will talk in later. So these kind of things you can have. This is the home directory and Mozilla. Here it is store some information. So this is the file. If you are a shell programmer or you understand shell scripting, then you can go it. And one more thing, how I came to know export this. This is the program name where it was stored. Okay, so this is each and everything written over here. If you are a shell programmer, then you can understand it. But here that is not important as of now. But the important is that how the things are working. So and where are those stored, and how, if what should be our approach, so that we have complete knowledge. Why that is required in, if you have some issue or you need to troubleshoot. Let's suppose Firefox icon is not available on your this where you in your shortcuts. So you know where is the programming file or what code has been. So that kind of information will really help you. Okay, so what I was talking about, that path, so that is my home directory. So which is this. What is this home directory? I will discuss in later sessions or later posts. Here I have this. As of now that is not visible. I have given what is this. CD is the command, guys, I have used to change directory from one directory to another directory. If you want to switch, then you need this cd command, and ls is just to listing what are the files on. But this ls command, normally this won't show you the hidden files. But if I run ls-a, The ls-a is the is an option in ls command, list command, and now this time you see there are lots of files and directories came up. Out of them, I have one Mozilla directory also over there, right? So yes, that is. Now you have Firefox directory over here. What is that? And here I have some Firefox, then this directory cd fj. Okay, here there are lots of files you have, but out of them one file is very sensitive and very important, which is this. I am talking about cookies. So hope guys you have heard about these cookies. If not, we are not in security or we are not in hacking class, but I will explain you few things what exactly this is cookie is. So guys, whenever we open any website in our web browser, so those informations Firefox in our store somewhere. So to but the problem is that Firefox directly so there is Firefox needs some space where it can store. So for that we have hard disk. But the problem of hard disk is that directly we can't save any data on hard disk. For that we need some directory. And after directory also in directory also there is no possibility of saving any data. For that you need some file. So this is the hierarchy we have, what we need, why the files and directories are important. So yes, this is the use case. Only in files you can save some data. So information data you can give any name. So this is the file where this Firefox store our history, cookies, information. Uh, Hope you are already aware. If not, then please let me know. Even I'm covering very much things in this session, but still, if not clear, then you can let me know. I can tell you more about it. So for example, you have some requirement or you want to send some email so that you will log in into your Gmail. So for that you will give Gmail username and after that the password, so that will authenticate from your Gmail account. And when you will authenticate, at that time Gmail will give you some token, and that token is some session ID or code, and that code or the token itself known as the session cookie. And where that cookie is stored is in this particular cookies file. If I this won't be readable in normal file, this is, you can see, not exactly, but we have so many tools to read this. So guys, this is not a small thing. Believe me, if somehow I can, so let's suppose you have done some internet banking on your Gmail, and somehow if I know this location, then and I have access of your computer, then I can copy this file. I will place the same file in my Mozilla Firefox directory, and if I load it, I can log in your into your account without username and password. Believe me, this is not, again I am saying, this is not a hacking or security session, but still it can be done very easily. That's not a big challenge. So that is what. But one more thing, you may have one concern that then this Linux is not secure. Why people says that this is uh, very secure operating system? Guys, this is very much secure. Not at all that this is not secure, but if you have given uh, your password, then security won't. So let's understand this in such a way that you have a lock which is very important and that cannot be break. But if you have given the same lock key to someone, so if by using that key anyone can open easily, so that's not a big deal. But you have to maintain your username and password properly. Operating system I am talking about. So that is the important thing which I was trying to explain you. Let me switch on my Google Pause so that so this is so why I have given you this whole idea that this is the file where Firefox store information. So as a good administrator, you must know how the things happens in background, what is happening, why happening. If something is not working, then where to check. So this is the way you can go and fix your issues. If somehow your someday your voice is not working, then you can launch that program by using CLI. So these are the very basic things. So that's what I was trying to explain you. There are so many silent feature of Linux, which is it is open source, so that whatever codes and applications available, if you understand scripting or the programming, you can easily access them, and the code is available, so you can understand the things in background. That is very simple or easily available. The very beautiful feature of Linux. Another way, it is very lightweight. That means you can run in uh, very limited resources, as I said, RAM and CPU. The another part, which is if I talk about the Linux, is that they are robust. So these are so many things you can find on Google, but what exactly mean, that we will discuss day by day. Here I don't want to give you just the word. So whatever think or whatever term I will use, I believe in. If that is not completely explained or delivered, then there is no way. If so, if you if you search the top 50 commands in Linux, then easily you can have, but how to use them or what is the things in background they will do. So if you somehow you are aware about that, then that's the important, that is what the learning, that was what the learning is, and I believe in that kind of learning only. So that's all for today's session from my side. Thank you all. Bye bye. See you soon. Bye. Take care.